Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. If you caught our last video, you know that we are digging a second pond. The purpose of this pond is to be basically a borrow pit for clay to seal the upper pond, as well as we've hit groundwater down here. So this pond should have no problem filling up with water. And we will then pump the water from this lower pond up to the upper ponds. In the last video, we got probably a quarter of it done. We're gonna keep working on that today. But as you can tell, we're gonna be fighting weather today. They're calling for rain later this afternoon. So we need to get moving and get as much dirt moved as we can before everything turns to mush.
12 seconds later.
Now, before the rain started, I did try to create a little water channel for the incoming rain from the French drain to travel through, as well as put some plastic liner down to keep the water rushing in from eroding the new clay that we just got putting down. But as you can see, what I didn't anticipate was a gully washer, which is what we got. And it pretty much just blew that plastic liner right out and absolutely carved a channel in that new clay. So we'll have to redo that section. And then as you can see, here's how much water is going into the new pond, which means all of this water is going to need pumped out and dried before we can continue, which is a major bummer. And here's what the original pond looked like after all the rain had settled. I'm gonna have to pump all that out as well. And here's one last look at the new pond. All right, so we got the old pond completely pumped back down. Very easy because we had a 4-inch trash pump sitting down here already, but it's still, that was a lot of water, and it took probably 2 hours of running that pump to get it drained down last night. But I'll tell you what, I feel incredibly good about this material that we are bringing in here. I know last year, even after compacting the material that we got last year, a big heavy rain like that, this stuff would have been squishy, 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 and this is hard as a rock. All of that water hit and ran off. It did not absorb into this clay at all. I was able to walk down here last night right after it rained, and it was not soupy or muddy or anything. It just wicked right off down to the bottom of the pond. I did get this plastic liner reinstalled. It did do some damage when it got blown out. You can see it pretty much carved right back down to the rock. So we will have to bring some more clay in here, but that's going to be the plan while the pond is filling, is to try to control the erosion as much as we can until the pond is full. Once the pond is full, then the water is not going to be washing down through our clay blanket, but until then we really got to protect that clay. But I am so happy that I took the time to come in here with the tractor tires and get this rolled in. I think in addition to the fact that this is really good material, but also the fact that I came in here and rolled it in and got some level of compaction here is what preserved this clay as well as I did. Speaking of compaction, I believe the roller just showed up. So this just goes to show you that this is a guessing game. I dug a test hole with Ralph's machine right here and got down 5, 6, 7 feet in the ground, all shale. 5 feet over, we are into a really solid pocket of beautiful, beautiful blue clay. And we've got a lot of it here. I knew we had some down here. We were just trying to find it. Didn't find any of it over here, or a little bit of it. And now we're getting into a good 6, 7 feet of it here. I can't tell you how excited I am right now, guys. How are there frogs in here already? This hole's only been open for a couple hours. So now that we've got a decent sized hole open up, this is probably every bit of 10, 12 feet deep here. You can see we have run out of blue clay going that way. So it pretty much started here and ends over there There was a pretty good sized pocket here, but we are starting to run out of it. He's just basically trying to chase it whichever direction it goes. So he's digging up that way a little bit, and you can see he's running out of it. And I don't know if we're gonna start heading this direction next to see if it continues that way as well. But that's where we're at right now. Looks like we're getting to the bottom of the blue clay. There might be a little bit more this way, but yeah, we definitely got groundwater coming in. This hole here is only a couple hours old and it's already filling in. So in the last video, we talked about how the clay in this area was only 2 or 3 feet deep before you started getting the shale. And a lot of people suggested, instead of having a bigger pond that is shallower here, dig all of this clay shale mixture out, stack it up on the high side, and then take your topsoil and backfill over top of it. That'll give us a nice flat spot up there. But basically the idea was you'd rather have a smaller pond that is deeper with more of a water column in it than a wider pond or a bigger pond that is shallower. You'll have a better quality water to pump up to the bigger pond up there. So that's the plan. All right, so we have officially tapped out our blue clay hole. Now this is the best of the best stuff that is now gone, and we have moved back over to this side, and we are back into your regular brown, orange, standard clay. I think this stuff will still work. This is what we hauled out most of here the first day, and that stuff locked together really tight. So I don't think we're taking a step backwards by using this stuff. It's just not going to be 10 out of 10 clay like that blue stuff is. This might be like 8 out of 10 stuff, but it still should seal the pond. Well guys, that is going to be a wrap for today. I was hoping that we were going to get the inside of the pond here finished today. I know we still have some dress up work to do at the new pond, but we're not quite done yet. You can see we still have a little area right here that we still need some more clay for. And the clay that we did bring in today is just still a little bit too wet to really roll in. You can see I was able to make it up the slopes here, but it's so wet that it's not really compacting, it's just displacing out the sides a little bit. And even this section over here, I wasn't really able to roll at all. Now, this half of the pond, all of that clay we brought in yesterday, and it was the perfect consistency to roll in. I know some people are going to say, I thought you were going to use a sheep's foot roller. Well, I've come to the conclusion, we used one last year when we put this clay blanket in, and I think when you're building a dam and you're doing 6-inch lifts, you know, 8-10 feet up in the air, a sheep's foot roller makes a lot of sense to lock all those layers together. But when you're only doing one lift, I think a smooth drum roller is perfectly acceptable. But you can see here, this all looks really, really good because it was dry enough to roll. I think Ralph is going to have to come in here with the excavator and finish that top section up there. He couldn't get the dozer up there today because, again, everything was too wet. If it was a little drier, he could get the dozer up there, but he's going to have to get up there with the excavator anyway because there's no way for me to get that with the roller. It's just too steep, and we've got this little pool of muck down here in the bottom that there's just no way to get the roller in and around and get around the standpipe and all that. The other thing that I did do, we're expecting rain tomorrow. I shored up our little French drain slip and slide here. I ended up using, as you can see, 2 4-inch pipes kind of as bumpers to guide the water to keep it in that channel, and then added some little clay dough balls all the way up. So hopefully this won't wash out again. And here's one last look at the new pond. As you can see, we expanded quite a bit over on this side to try to get some more clay. We still need some more, and we're kind of running out of places to source it from. But again, the plan here is to basically have the pond be this section right here. We'll bale all of that extra clay shale material out, pack it up here, and then bulldoze all this topsoil back on top. And the actual size of the pond is going to be this little section here, that section there, and then that big pit over there for where the blue clay was. And then we'll probably put some kind of pump in the deepest spot. So yeah, a little bit of finish work left in the big pond up top, and then a lot of finish work down here in the new retention pond. And then it's probably going to be a little while before we do a big pond update again. I'll probably give you guys small little updates intermixed throughout the videos just on water level and stuff, but I'm probably not going to do another big pond update video until the water level at least gets higher than what it's been in the past. Now, my one buddy did stop over here to check out the ponds, and he said, Adam, I've got to ask you the question, what if this doesn't work? And I said, I can't even think about it right now. I would be too heartbroken and disappointed if this didn't work. I feel a lot better about the material we're bringing in. And as the old saying goes, third time's the charm, right? Well, this is the third time that we are trying to repair the pond and get it to hold water. So anyway, I am exhausted. It was about 90 degrees here all day today, high humidity. I'm gonna go get a shower and go to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.